So, hi everyone. I am Tina Sarah, and welcome to is it Tina Talks? Oh, we came up with a Talks with Tina. Talks with Tina, and then this is Terry Knowles. She's been my great. We found out that we just have such great conversations, and we keep thinking other people would want to hear this stuff. So we've created this little video for you. And today we're going to be talking about the microbiome and the things that we've learned. Pardon?
And some other things.
And some other things. And we just thought we started talking about that. Wait a minute, we're going to record this. So here we go. So Terry found something she was showing me in one of our old essential oil desk references that I thought was really interesting. So go ahead, Terry.
MSM.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I have this old copy of the Essential Oils Desk Reference. It's an 8th edition, I think.
Is that the 8th or the 3rd?
I'm pretty sure it's not the 3rd. It's a little bit.
It should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on the front cover. I know, isn't that funny?
It might be one of the older ones.
It's an older one. It might be one of the older ones. Actually, the person that had it before me, it's a used one, was from Utah. Darlene McKellett from Riverton, Utah.
Well, thank you, Darlene, for saving this book for us.
Awesome. And so talking about the MSM, it says when fluid pressure inside cells is higher than the outside, pain is experienced. So the MSM found in sulfurzyme equalizes fluid pressure inside cells by affecting the protein envelope of the cell so that water transfers freely in and out. So you explain too much water retention. Is that what they're talking about here?
Well, I think that, and also people who have really dry skin, their body's not absorbing the oil because it goes right through them. They go to the bathroom a lot, or like you said, number 2 is just they're retaining it, and so they've gotten swollen.
And this helps move the water through.
Yeah,
that's what MSM.
That's just one. Well,
that's why we used to use. We used to use it on horses a lot too. To the ones that are exercising a lot, it helps them with their muscles and tendons and everything.
That's why I knew that it was helpful with supporting pain, but I mostly use MSM because it's really good for joints and ligaments, making them more supple, more flexible. So they're especially those that are older in age, right? They fall and they break a hip, then that seems like that's the end of it, right? But I have learned.
So MSM would really be good. Sulfurzyme.
Yep. And I shouldn't say this, but I prefer the powder over the capsules because I can take scoops of it and just pour it in my water rather than taking a handful of them, because I like to take a lot of sulfurzyme. And because it says our body is 70% sulfur. So if we're lacking in that, then our body is in, what is that form when it's like a starvation mode. So it starts to, break down, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So.
Wow. And the sulfurzyme on that powder, it says just take like a half a teaspoon.
I know.
That's
I usually take probably 2 tablespoons. And
wow. Mm-hmm. But you have to, if you haven't taken it at all before, I think.
That's right. You got to probably start out somewhere and then keep adding to it. But I've been taking it for a while, so I just keep, I also know it's really good for the digestion. It's also good for your skin. A lot of estheticians, actually, that's the number one thing they tell their, especially women who are getting their work done and trying to look younger, is to to take sulfurzyme. Makes a huge difference
Oh.
because, again, all that skin elasticity, right? It's also good for I'm trying to think. It's in our BLM, which is for bone, ligament, and muscles. And so again, it's just, going to help with helping the body so that it has some support when you exercise, so you recover faster, so you don't do damage.
Well, the difference between the powder and the capsules, the powder actually has some prebiotic in it.
Yes, you're right.
But the capsules don't have them.
That's right. So
the
that's another
prebiotic
reason why. Well, we were out of stock out of the powdered one for quite a while, and so I took the capsules. But yeah, I prefer the powder.
So, and then that leads into the microbiome, because with the microbiome, you need probiotics to keep that in your stomach, that nice little jungle that you got going in there. And you take probiotics all, not going to do you any good if you don't have anything for the probiotics to eat. And that's where the prebiotic comes in.
True.
The prebiotic is for the probiotic bacteria to have something to eat. So you need to take both. So that's why I started using the powder too of the sulfurzyme, and I really do. I like it a lot. It helps with my digestion.
Good.
I can only take a little bit, but my way up. That's why I said, just be sure if you're going to start that and you haven't taken any before, start small and then build up to it. Because I've learned that you don't start out with a lot of something new. Give your stomach a chance to say if it's okay or not.
What are the other things that you use for the microbiome?
That I use? Well, I use fennel and digize.
Fennel is so good. It tastes like black licorice.
Fennel is just an amazing oil. And we were just talking about the fennel also cleanses your tissues, it balances your hormones, and it cleanses the liver.
And it also helps with the lymphatic system. Yeah, to flush out.
It's really nice to diffuse. It's a funny thing, you wouldn't think it would smell that good, but it smells really good in the diffuser, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I love black licorice, so that doesn't. But also fennel is in digize, and you said that was the second one you used is digize. So a lot of people have a good experience with digize because of the great oils in there, but fennel is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and even though at first I didn't like the taste of digize, but now I like the taste of it because I know it's going to make me better. So
you put it under your tongue, or do you add it to your water?
I put it right in my mouth. I put a drop on my hand, and then I just stick my tongue in that, because you don't need too much of it. You just need a little bit, and then I put it on my belly button.
Okay.
Another thing is it helps truth.
Helps what?
Helps you speak your truth.
Ooh. Okay.
It does. Yeah.
Well, we want to be more authentic, that's for sure, with ourselves and with others.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to get it out.
Get out.
Like
your truth.
If you want, to speak your truth is hard sometimes.
Because we're intimidated, or we're scared, or.
Exactly. Probably color helps with that too.
We're ashamed.
Afraid of what the other how they're going to react, instead of realizing that we can't control how somebody else is going to react.
That's true.
Although we try, and it's not that you need to try to not trigger people and be mean or anything like that, but we can't control how someone else responds to us. Really.
That's true. I know I've been practicing this with some people. When they say something and it seems cruel, I can repeat back to them. So what you're saying is, and I say it in a a way that I want to hear it. And it's amazing that they say, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like that is not what they said, you know? And it's just kind of like some people just aren't good at communicating, so they come across very harsh and demeaning, and yeah, it's just like it's
That's a
been
wonderful
very
to
helpful
do
for me.
that. You're reframing the thought there, taking it from a
Exactly.
negative to positive.
Trying to help them to understand not only that what they're to reaffirm so I can let them know that I heard them, but to help them to realize there's another way to communicate without being difficult.
Right, because nobody wants to be having someone tell them they're saying something wrong or something.
Yeah,
We have to be diplomatic about it.
that's a good word, diplomatic.
Yeah. Relationships are important, and that's the oils can help with that.
Yeah,
I
I know.
I have a friend that her husband gets real angry and stuff like that, and she'll diffuse frankincense or she'll diffuse lavender or whatever. And she said it changes the whole atmosphere of the room when he comes in. She can
Wow.
watch, he doesn't even realize really.
No, that's good to know. I know that this also refers back to the microbiome because it starts in the gut. Our gut is our second brain, so it actually affects how we think, how we communicate, how we process things. Because if your gut is screwed up, your brain is screwed up. It just,
Yeah.
So the main thing, I know so many people are taking pills for depression and, just trying to feel more uplifted, but actually it's their microbiome that they need to be working on.
Go back to the gut for everything.
With that.
Well, and that it's kind of a new word, but I think most people are understanding about probiotics. And that's the whole idea, is to get that bacteria in your gut that's supposed to be there.
Yeah. And about when we're talking about probiotics, I know that you can take the prebiotic anytime, but the probiotics, I learned from Gary Young that you're supposed to take them at night. And that's because I know many people that I talk to, they're taking a probiotic, but they're taking it in the morning. And as soon as you eat or drink something, you just flush it all out. So if you take it at night, last thing that you take, then it's able to grow and permeate and eat up the bad bacteria and all night long to grow good bacteria before you, get up in the morning and eat or drink again. So
Yeah,
I think that's a huge benefit.
that's a huge thing. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing we were going to say real quick before too much time about the vagus nerve.
Yes.
Back in the back. So that has to do with your microbiome, because that nerve controls the connection between and the stomach, that vagus nerve. And so I know sometimes having stomach cramps or getting an upset stomach, if I put a peppermint or a bag of ice on my vagus nerve, it'll calm it down.
Interesting. And that's right where the spine nerves join in with the brain, right? Is right there in that spot in the hole. It's like there's a curve there. So I remember that was one of the pressure points that we learned about too when I was going to school. Yeah.
So another thing is, I just learned this exercise that you can do to strengthen your vagus nerve. You lay on your yoga mat, lay down flat, and like keep your head back on the floor, but then just look with your eyes to the right. Keep your head still and hold it for a while, and then look to the left and hold it for a while, and then go back to center again, and then actually turn your head, but then move your eyes separate. So there's like an exercise that you can do. Actually, Ginny Patel has it on her website. If anybody knows about Ginny Patel, you can look her up. She's an expert in stomach issues. And the biggest thing that whoops, am I frozen? No. The biggest thing that she uses for oregano oil.
Okay.
So that's another thing. She says to take oregano oil. Well, she mixes it with a carrier oil. She doesn't want you to take it straight. But he takes oregano oil every day, and that gets rid of the bad bacteria. And then at night, you take your probiotic. In the morning, you take the oregano. At night, you take the probiotic. But I think that vagus nerve is learning a lot about that, and that's a really big thing for us to help.
And when you say take oregano, taking in a capsule, taking it in your water?
When I do it, I take it in some olive oil, and then I put a little almond milk in it, make a little mix that up and drink it that way. It's kind of a hot oil, so you can take it with just some water, but it's kind of hot, so it's nice to have some almond milk or something to help get it down, or if you take it in a capsule.
Okay. You know what I really like is the oat milk or rice milk over the almond milk now. And I just learned today that the almonds with the brown covering is where the lectins are. So we need to do, it's a different kind of, it starts with an M. Shoot, different kind of almond.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so I thought, well, what?
They're not raw. You don't want them to be raw, actually.
Well, we've been actually soaking our nuts, and then if we want them crunchier, we bake them for a little bit afterwards. Add them to all of our foods because we just can put nuts in anything, right? It makes everything taste better. But I was surprised, those almonds, the without the skin ones, and the like, I'm trying to think, the almonds. Well, the cashews and the peanuts were the worst.
Those aren't even.
They're not even a real nut.
Peanuts are beans, cashews are a fruit.
Yeah, the peanuts are a legume, right? And then, I was surprised to hear that. So,
lectins.
Pardon? It was walnuts. I want to say. Pardon?
I think walnuts are really good.
Yeah, walnuts and that almond without the skin. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name of it. And then there was one other nut, but anyways, we can start with those two. So now when I know when they make almond milk, they use the other almonds. So
good.
Yeah, so it's just that I'm kind of steering away from that.
Good to know.
And so if I don't make coffee anymore because I know that that's very acidic, and acidity in the gut is also not a good environment, even though I know coffee beans are good. And if you milk them yourself and you drink, you use them within the first 8 hours, I believe, good and fresh for you. But after that, it's not. So we've been using 2 different teas that taste, I make them like coffee. One is dandelion tea and the other one is chicory.
Oh, I have to write that down.
We have chicory, and I believe it's in one of our products. I'll have to look it up again. It might be our sleek tea that it's in. And so, every time I find something really good, I look it up in the Young Living search window, and we have usually a lot of those products in some of our products now. And so that's always, it's like they're always on top of all the science of things, and I appreciate that about them.
They really are. It's like if you need to know something, you go there as a source, and you're going to find your answer of what's the best thing.
It's so much easier to go to Amazon and just click, you know, to buy there. But I don't know where their farms are. I don't know how it's been, you know, cultivated. And also what I love about our supplements is that they're filled with essential oils too. So I know that the oils help open up the cell so the nutrients from the supplement can get in. And you were talking about that with the MSM too. And to me, if you're not going to get the full benefit from taking something, then it actually costs you more money to take something when you're only getting, I think I read 30% you're getting from another product where you get 85% using ours, the body absorption. So I think that's another big plus. And it's
Yep.
so much, life is so much easier just having to buy from one company.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention too that the MSM is in the sulfurzyme. I don't know if I said that before.
Yes.
I guess we.
Yeah.
Just to. Yeah. That's how you can get yourself a good dose of MSM, is to get the sulfurzyme.
Yeah. Well, I think this was a really good talk. I'm sorry.
Me too. I said me too.
I think it's a really good talk on the microbiome and preparing the gut and knowing how the gut affects our brain. And thank you for teaching us about the
vagus nerve.
And I know that's where we always put our oils, right there, right? Because we know that that's the fastest and most efficient way to put the oils on, as well as because whatever you can affect the brain, everything else gets affected. So thanks again for being on the call. And I'm so grateful that we do these talks, and hopefully other people can get help with them. If you want to, you can subscribe and save, and every time that we come up with a video, it should pop up, as well as in the comments below. If you have any questions you want us to talk about, please do so. And I hope everyone has a happy Easter. Any ending thoughts for you, Terry?
Happy spring.
Happy spring. Oh, it's been 80 degrees here. It's just lovely. So it does make me happy.
Me too.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye, Terry.
Bye.